Virgo, stop whatever you are doing for a single second and tune in closely to this because the energy surrounding your sign right now is overwhelmingly intense, heavy, and absolutely impossible to ignore. This is not the kind of vibration that comes around every day. And I need you to understand the weight of what is forming beneath the surface before we go any further. What is coming through here is direct, atmospheric, and undeniably real. Someone in your orbit, someone who has been watching you from a distance or operating behind a facade, is moving towards you with a level of focus, intention, and force that has not been seen in a very long time. Before we dive into the deep details and expose the exact nature of this plan, if you already feel this energy vibrating in your space, if something inside you just shifted, or if your intuition has been whispering that something big is brewing, take a quick moment to support the channel by liking this video, subscribing, and staying locked into this space. These messages never find people by random chance. They reach you with mathematical precision, right when the hidden momentum behind the scenes is about to break out into your physical world. Virgo, let's be completely transparent about what is happening right now. You are currently the subject of an intense, full scale investigation, and the wild part about this entire situation is that you are going about your daily life without having any idea how large this operation really is behind your back. Someone has turned their full, undivided attention directly onto you, but not in a casual, surface level, or fleeting way. This person is actively studying your every move, analyzing your silence, dissecting your recent decisions, and frantically trying to decode the version of you that is emerging right now. Why this sudden, deep obsession? Because you did not react the way they predicted you would. Recently, you stepped into a much higher frequency. You set firm, unshakable boundaries. You pulled back easy access to your personal life, and you completely stopped explaining yourself or chasing validation from situations that gave you nothing in return. You simply chose your peace, your quiet strength, and your own personal space. You thought you were just taking care of yourself and moving forward with your life and dignity, but what you didn't realize is the absolute void your withdrawal created in this person's mind and chest. For a very long time, this individual operated under the comfortable, almost arrogant assumption that they had you entirely figured out. They thought they knew your limits, your patience, your triggers, and your emotional patterns better than you knew them yourself. They convinced themselves that no matter what happened, no matter how inconsistent or distant they were, you would always remain in the background, accessible, empathetic, forgiving, and predictable. They treated your grace and your softness like a permanent fixture in their life that required zero effort, zero commitment, and zero accountability to maintain. But the exact second you quietly closed off your energy, the second you stopped responding to standard games, breadcrumbs, and surface level check ins, their entire map shattered into pieces. You became an unsolved puzzle overnight. And for someone who needs to feel in control, or someone who desperately needs to know where they stand in your world, becoming a complete, unreadable enigma to a Virgo is their ultimate nightmare. That exact realization is what ignited this full scale investigation. This person is no longer observing you out of mild curiosity. They are investigating you because your independence feels like a direct challenge to their ego, while your absence feels like an unbearable, suffocating loss to their heart. Look closely at how this investigation is actually playing out in real time across your field. It is happening on every single level, mentally, digitally, socially, and energetically. This person is meticulously reading your digital footprint and your subtle social presence. They are scrutinizing every single detail, examining any change in your style, paying close attention to your tone of voice, and constantly noticing who currently gets to be around you. If you post something, update your life, share a quote, or even go completely quiet and disappear from public view, they are reading into it like a detective examining a vital piece of evidence at a crime scene. They are constantly asking themselves silent, urgent questions about whether you are moving on for good, whether someone else has caught your eye, or if you have genuinely detached into a version of yourself that no longer needs their presence to feel complete. They are rereading old text messages from months or years ago, replaying past conversations in their head, and meticulously tracing the exact timeline of when they lost their grip on your attention. For many of you, this person is even floating around the outer edges of your personal life, asking mutual acquaintances indirect, carefully phrased questions, or dropping subtle hints just to see if any news about your current emotional state trickles back to them. At the same time, this investigation is happening on a deep subconscious and energetic level that completely bypasses logic. Virgo, your energy carries a quiet, undeniable authority when you are fully centered in your own power. This person feels that aura everywhere they go, no matter how hard they try to block it out. They are dreaming about you vividly, seeing your name pop up in unexpected places, and getting hit with sudden, overwhelming waves of memory whenever they pass by locations you once shared or hear a song that reminds them of you. They have tried replacing your presence with work, with constant social distractions, or with other people, but every single attempt falls completely flat. They end up measuring everyone and everything against the ridiculously high standard you set without even trying. The contrast between your calm, grounded exterior and their chaotic internal world is becoming stark and intolerable. While you are simply focusing on your stability, managing your daily responsibilities, and building your future, this person is completely consumed by thoughts of you. Their curiosity turned into an obsession, and that obsession has now morphed into a absolute strategic necessity. This brings us to the second critical layer of this dynamic. This person is not gathering information just to satisfy a passing thought. They are conducting this intense investigation because they are building a massive, highly calculated plan to step back into your life in a way that you cannot easily dismiss or push aside. You have to understand how this person views you right now in this present moment. They know you are sharp, highly analytical, deeply intuitive, and completely immune to cheap talk, empty promises, or surface level flattery. They know that if they send a late night text, drop a casual breadcrumb, or show up with the same weak excuses and inconsistent behavior from the past, you will shut the door directly in their face and lock it forever. You have proven through your actions that you do not need them to survive or be happy, and that cold reality terrifies them to their very core. Because they know your standards have risen dramatically, they realize that standard, low effort approaches will fail instantly. That is why they are spending so much time strategizing behind closed doors before making a single move. They are carefully constructing an approach, a confession, or a massive offer designed to pierce right through your high emotional walls and completely rewrite the narrative between you two. For many of you listening to this plan involves a moment of absolute, raw, unfiltered vulnerability. They are rehearsing what they want to say to you, carefully choosing their words, and preparing to admit things they were once too proud, too stubborn, or too emotionally immature to speak out loud. They are preparing to take real, undeniable accountability for their past silence, their distance, or their poor timing, because they finally realize the only key that can open a Virgo's guarded heart is genuine, unshakable honesty and visible personal growth. They know that trying to manipulate or bypass your intellect is impossible, so their only path forward is total surrender to the truth. For others among you, this plan is a bold, decisive, and sudden physical move meant to create an undeniable turning point in your connection. This is not about them dipping a toe in the water or testing how you react from a safe distance. This is about coming forward with a serious offer of commitment, a concrete long-term proposal, or a sudden action that leaves zero room for doubt about where they stand and what they want with you. They are driven by a deep underlying panic that time is rapidly running out and that you are drifting so far ahead into your own destiny that soon their voice won't even reach you. Every single day that passes without them taking action feels like another brick in the wall you are building around your heart. They feel the distance widening, and that fear of permanent loss is acting as a massive catalyst, crushing their pride, destroying their hesitation, and forcing them to move forward, even if their hands are shaking while they do it. What makes this shift so profound, Virgo, is that you didn't have to force it, argue for it, or beg for it. Your strength was born from the moment you decided that your peace of mind was non-negotiable. While this person is spiraling, analyzing, and trying to figure out their next move, your only job right now is to remain completely rooted in your center. Look at how far you have come over this past chapter. Think about the silent battles you fought, the boundaries you had to enforce when it was painful, and the heavy, transformative lessons you learned about your own self-worth. You did not reach this current state of clarity and peace by accident. You earned every single bit of it through patience and self-respect. It is precisely this quiet, unbothered self-sufficiency that makes you so undeniably magnetic and irresistible to them right now. When this person finally steps out of the shadows, when their plan is brought into the light and presented directly to you, remember that you hold all the leverage in this equation. You are no longer waiting to be chosen or validated by anyone else. You get to decide who receives access to your sacred space. You set the conditions for entry, and you choose whether what they bring to the table is actually worthy of the peaceful life you have built. Listen to what they have to say with your trademark clarity. Trust your gut instincts above all else, and make the choice that serves your highest good and long-term peace. If this message resonated with your spirit today, make sure to like the video, leave a comment down below to lock in this powerful energy, and subscribe to stay connected with every update. Stay grounded, stay strong, Virgo, because the momentum has shifted and the next move is entirely yours to make.